Waiting until 2026 to move to Tampa could cost you way more than it saves. Not just in dollars, but more importantly, in lifestyle. Here's why families I work with who waited all say the same thing. We wish we would have moved sooner. And that even includes me and my wife, Kate. And if we've never met before, my name is Juan Alcalá. And closing in on 7 years ago, we packed up our family of 5, sold almost everything we owned, and moved from Michigan to Tampa Bay, where we have been loving it ever since. We've also helped almost 200 families make the same move. And today I'm about to share what no one ever tells you about waiting. So let me guess, you're hearing interest rates are high, maybe we wait a year. Or the real estate market just feels weird, let's wait and see what happens in 2026. Or if we're honest, maybe you're just scared. And guess what? That's okay. But let's be real about it. What happens when you wait? Well, there's 3 things really, and none of them are good. 1, the homes you're looking at right now most likely will not be available in 2026. The good neighborhoods, South Tampa, West Chase, St. Pete, Safety Harbor, they're not sitting empty. 2, prices in the most desirable neighborhoods aren't really dropping. And I've been tracking this for over 7 years now prior to us making the move. They stabilize, sure, but drop not in the neighborhoods you actually want to live in. And 3, you're really just burning another year of the life you really said you wanted. And I really want to dig into why the last one matters most. Now I know what you're thinking, Juan, you're just saying this because you're in real estate, and that's totally fair. But I want to be clear, here's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm not saying buy the first house you see. I'm not saying overpay for a home. I'm not telling you to make a series of poor decisions. But what I am saying is waiting for the perfect home might mean missing the ideal lifestyle. Because there's something way more expensive than a high interest rate. And most people making a relocation move don't realize it until it's just too late. Now I want to get into something called the interest rate illusion, because here's what actually happens when rates drop. Your payment drops by $200 to $300 a month, but typically what happens is the home price jumps by $40,000 to $60,000. Competition returns basically overnight. Yes, you saved on the monthly payment, but you lost out on lifetime. Now there's a phrase people in real estate love to say. You marry the house, you date the rate. Meaning you can always refinance later when rates drop. And look, is it possible that rates could drop in 2026? Sure. Is it likely? Maybe. Is it guaranteed? Absolutely not. Because the reality is no one knows what rates will do. Not me, not the Fed, not the economists who get paid to predict this stuff. But what is guaranteed is the life that you're gonna be missing out on. And y'all, my son's about to turn 13 next month. That means I only have 4 summers left with him before he's off to college. 4 summers. And for me and Kate, we'd rather invest in the memories than spend time we don't have waiting on the if that may never come. I've seen this play out over and over again. 2020, rates hit historic lows. Homebuyers who had been waiting for the right time flooded back into the market. Prices in South Tampa jumped 15 to 20% in 6 months. West Chase, same story. Even areas like Land O'Lakes and Wesley Chapel saw bidding wars. So yes, the interest rate matters, but your purchase price matters more. And your time with your family, if you're anything like us, that matters most. Because that number, the days you have left with your kids being kids, you can't refinance that. Okay, so rates aren't magically saving you, but what about lifestyle? What about the whole reason you're even thinking about moving to Tampa in the first place? Because I'm willing to bet you're not moving here for a better interest rate, you're moving here for a better life. And that's the part that most people don't actually take into consideration. Every month you don't wait is a month you don't get a slower morning commute, a walkable neighborhood, the pool in the backyard, dinner outside in February, sunsets on the Gulf, and whatever else you've been dreaming of. I had a client last year, a family from New Jersey with 2 kids, both parents working 60-hour weeks. They waited 18 months because timing wasn't perfect. When they finally moved, the mom told me something I'll never forget. She said, we spent an extra year burnt out for nothing. We could have had 18 more months of our kids riding bikes after dinner. Instead, we got 18 more months of traffic and gray skies. That's the real cost of waiting. It's not dollars, it's days. Because here's what I've learned working with almost 200 families. You're not just delaying a move, you're delaying the lifestyle you keep telling yourself you want. The Sunday morning coffee on the lanai, the impromptu beach trip on a Tuesday, the neighborhood where your kids can walk to their friend's house, the 4 years of summers you actually have left before they're gone. That's what you're actually buying when you move to Tampa. And every month you wait, that's 30 more days you don't have it. Now maybe you're thinking, okay, but wait until inventory loosens up. What if more homes come on the market and I get a better deal? Let me show you why that's not going to happen the way you most likely think it's going to. Here's the reality. Inventory is still tight in the neighborhoods where families like you want to be. And let me give you a breakdown. West Chase, still competitive under $1 million and has low turnover. The families who move here don't leave. South Tampa, forget about it. Timeless, walkable, limited supply, and always in demand. The Old Northeast and St. Pete, same story. Historic homes, appreciation built in, low inventory. Starkey Ranch up in Pasco County. Newer community, great schools, the turnover is low because people love living there. Even new construction in areas like Wesley Chapel, Land O'Lakes, and Parrish, prices are rising because land costs more, labors cost more, materials cost more. So if you're on the sidelines waiting for a 2009 style buyer's market, it's not coming. What is happening is this. The Tampa Bay real estate market isn't broken, it's just moving in a new direction. And buyers who adapt, not wait, are the ones who win. Because here's what 2025 is actually giving you. Right now, you have something that you won't have in 2026, less competition, because most buyers are still waiting, which means you still have time to think. Without 15 offers and chaos, you have negotiation room on certain properties. Builders are offering crazy incentives on move-in ready homes. You're not getting into bidding wars every weekend. And if you're moving from a market like New York City, LA, Seattle, or the Bay Area, even at today's prices, you're still gaining. You're getting more space, more sunshine, lower taxes, and a lifestyle upgrade that's impossible to measure in dollars. Because the families we work with aren't just chasing the lowest interest rate. They're chasing dinner outside with the kids. They're chasing weekends at the beach instead of weekends on the couch recovering from the grind. They're chasing lifestyle and they're done waiting for permission from the market to get it. The buyers we see winning right now aren't waiting for perfect. They're planning intentionally and moving when the lifestyle is worth the trade. They're asking better questions like which neighborhood actually fits our ideal lifestyle? What do you value more, a slightly lower rate or another year of your kid's childhood? How much is another year of burnout actually costing our family? And they're making decisions based upon clarity, not fear. Now look, this video is not designed to pressure anyone to move right now. Sometimes waiting does make sense. But if you're gonna wait, there's one thing you'll need to do differently. Most people don't do this and it costs them when they finally move. Because if you're going to wait, make sure you're waiting for the right reason. You have a specific school timeline in mind. You're wrapping up business or medical contracts. You need more time to liquidate or build up cash. Those are real reasons. But if you're waiting because you're hoping the market will just fix itself, you're not waiting for the market, you're waiting on your life. Because let's be honest with ourselves, opportunity cost is real. So if you are gonna wait until 2026, make sure you're using this time to get clear. Visit neighborhoods, community shop, not just once, but multiple times. Understand the entire Tampa Bay market, not from Zillow, from people who actually live here. Line up your financing, know your numbers, set lifestyle goals, not just price points. Because in 2026, you don't wanna be back at square one, you'll wanna move with intention. So here's the question. Should you wait until 2026 to move to Tampa? Maybe, if you've got a legitimate reason. But if you're waiting because you're scared, or because you think the market owes you a better deal, or because you're hoping life will just align itself, you're not just waiting for the market, you're waiting while you're burning your life. And y'all, I've never met a family who regretted moving to Tampa when they did it intentionally. I've only met families who regretted waiting so long to do it. Look, I'm not here to pressure you, but I am here to offer some clarity because I know what it's like. We made the move, we were terrified. It's always gonna feel like you're standing on jello. And if you're ready to stop waiting and start planning, book a Zoom call with me and the team. All of my contact information is listed down below. There's a link to our website behind just the few questions that we're gonna ask you there. You'll actually have access to my personal calendar where you can schedule that Zoom call with me. We'll jump in there, I'll open up Google Maps, I'll walk you through the entire area and really zone in on those neighborhoods that match the ideal lifestyle that you have in your mind. Now, YouTube's gonna put 2 more videos up here that are gonna help you with that journey. And as always, until next time, go out and live that Tampa life.